Welcome students. I am Jadhav sir. In the last lecture we have started our novel To Serve with Love. In that lecture we learn theme of the novel, synopsis and summary of the novel. Today we are going to start our novel. It is not full novel, just or only chapter number 17 we are going to learn today, and it is for us. Page number 181. If you have textbooks, open it and see carefully. I am going to read, but before that we have to see some difficult words which are in this novel. First, allocated means managed. Second, trooped, move together with a large number. The next, furtherance means advancement. Conduct, it is behavior. Discretion means freedom to decide. Commendable gravity, seriousness. Address, it is not our address. Address means speech. And the last one is bias means taint. So page number 181, To Serve with Love, chapter number 17 we are going to learn. First I am going to read. See carefully. The half-yearly report of the Students' Council was on November 15th and was one of the important days in the calendar of Greenslade School. I had heard quite a deal about these occasions and became as excited as the children as the day approached. It was entirely their day, arranged, presented, and controlled by them. I observe the activities of my class as they prepare for it. Nothing with pride, the business-like way, in which tasks were allocated and fitted into neat program. There were whispered conferences with members of other classes in the arrangement of it. On that day, there was no assembly. The children arrived smartly dressed and polished, and Miss Joseph and Denham, who seems to be an important officials for the occasion, moved about among their colleagues, ensuring that each one was ready to play his or her part. So, this is our first paragraph. What is given here in this paragraph? We have learned about E.R. Braithwaite, the teacher or the novelist. It is an autobiographical knowledge. E.R. Braithwaite joined the school and the name is Greenslade School. The students of the class of the teacher or the novelist were rowdy, mannerless. After some days or after some months, a program of students arranged by the school, and it was the half-yearly report of the Students' Council. They fixed the date, and the date was 15th November. As we arrange some programs in our college, like introduce yourself, sport day, locution competition, etc., 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 and the program, some programs we arrange, we can see these were very important to us. These are very important to us and also enjoyable, such as the half-yearly report of a Students' Council was very important day for Greenslade School students, because it was the day of them It was the day of the students of that Greensleigh school. They used to arrange, present, control all the program. Yes, it is very important for them. They used to arrange, means the students, they used to arrange, present and control the program. The novelist also had an idea about the program. The novelist was very eager to take experience of the program and waiting for the day. And the day came. The students, junior as well as senior, were ready to face the program. All the students were trying to consult with each other about the arrangement of the program, which was allocated. So here the tasks were allocated and fitted into a neat program. Allocated means managed. The tasks were managed and fitted into a neat program. Here we have to say Miss Joseph and Denham, the two most senior students. Which are they? Most senior students are given here. Miss Joseph and Denham were in charge of the program. Both were in charge. Both came with neat dress. Not only both means Miss Joseph and Denham, but also other children arrived smartly dressed and polished. Just like in our college, if any program would be there, we try to change our daily dressing and style, as like it happened here. Greensleigh school children came in smartly dressed. Questions would be there on this para or on this section. First one, describe the purpose of organizing the half-yearly report program of Students' Council. It is important for exam. Describe the purpose of organizing the half-yearly report program of Students' Council. And the second question is, write in your words the entire half-yearly report program of the Students' Council. Okay, these are the questions which are important for you. So we have finished first paragraph. Now turn to second paragraph. A bell was rung at 10 a.m. and everyone trooped into auditorium to sit together in the classes. Miss Joseph and Denham, the two most senior students, sat on the stage, on one on each side of Mr. Florin, who, as soon as everyone was seated and silent, stood and addressed. Who stood? Mr. Florin, headmaster, stood and addressed the school. He spoke at length, reiterating the aims and policy of the school and of the important contribution each child could make to the furtherance of those aims. He gave praise wherever it was indicated, but insisted that there was yet a great deal to be done by themselves towards a general improvement in conduct, cleanliness, and the pursuit of knowledge. As I listened, I realized that this man was in no way remote from his school. His remarks all showed that he identified himself with it and everyone in it. He then wished them success with the council meeting and left the stage to tremendous applause. Now here it is the second paragraph of our novel. What is described here by the novelist? He wrote here, in the morning at 10 a.m., the indicator allowed everyone to come inside the gate. Here I use the word indicator for the word bell. Bell indicates entry for the students or be ready for the program. When the bell was rung, all the students trooped into auditorium. Come together. Now here, all the students troop into the auditorium to sit together in classes. Here, troop into it means march into. The students sat in auditorium in classes or in rows, as we sit in our Patkar College in Audi. Miss Joseph and Denham, these two senior students, sat on the stage. Mr. Florin, another character introduced here. Yes, I read it. Mr. Florin, this is another character, new character enter here, introduced here by the novelist. He was the headmaster of the school. When everyone sat, headmaster stood up and gave his speech. There was pin drop silence. He spoke about aims and policy of the school. The speech was lengthy, but it was important one. The speech of the headmaster was very important. And he said for the advancement of the school, contribution of the students is important. Without students, we cannot say improvement of any school or college. Students play an important role. The novelist listened the speech of headmaster carefully. According to narrator, the headmaster is not away from the school. He spoke in his speech. When he finished his speech, the students accepted it with tremendous applause. They clapped it. They clapped for headmaster. This is our second para. Then next para. See page number 182. Things now moved quickly into gear. First, Miss Joseph stood up and gave a short explanation of the council's purpose and its activities. Each class would report to its representatives on the studies pursued during the half year which began after Easter. A representative having been chosen for each subject. When all the classes had completed their reports, a panel of teachers would be invited to occupy the stage and answer the questions from the body of a hall on matters arising out of the various reports. The selection of the panel, as with everything else, was entirely at the discretion of the children, and no members of the staff knew either how many or which teacher would be invited to sit. Yes, the selection of the panel, as with everything else, was entirely at the discretion of the children or the students, and no members of the staff knew either how many or which teachers would be invited to sit. The reports began with the lowest or youngest class first. These were mainly 12-year-old who had joined the school the previous summer. Most of them were shy and rather frightened at standing up before the entire school, but nevertheless they managed it creditably. They had been newly introduced to the difficulties of seeking information for themselves, so their report was understandably rather short. This is our third para. What is given here? The novelist said, the program moved quickly, step by step. Miss Joseph handled the next step or next position. She came to the desk and explained the purpose and activities of the council. After the outline, Miss Joseph, representative of each class, came forward and spoke about their studies in the half year after Easter. After the outline, Miss Joseph, the representative of each class, Miss after Joseph some representatives came forward and they spoke here. Here, Easter means it is the name of festival. Easter is the Christian holiday that celebrates the belief in the resurrection of Jesus Christ, means the birth of Jesus Christ. Here, representatives were there for each subject for the program. They were going to speak how they learned in the half year, and the program was arranged by the teacher and the student for this information. After their representation or presentation, a panel of teacher would be called to answer the questions. The teacher would be invited without any idea. The program started with lowest class, and the class was so young. The students of the lowest class were new admitted students in that school Green Slate School, and the new students or the youngest class was shy. Students were shy. For example, I would like to tell you, in the last year we were in 11th standard and everything was new for us. In the novel also, the new students of Green Slate School were frightened to stand and speak in front of the crowd, because it was the huge program. Entire school was there. Entire means all the students were there, all the teachers were there, but they managed the condition. They were new, but they managed the condition. It was an important thing. And they spoke in few words, but it was understandable. Next, we have completed our third passage. Next para. Class after class was represented, and it was obvious that with each succeeding term there was a marked development. Once again, class after class was represented, and it was obvious that with each succeeding term there was a marked development in their ability to express themselves. Much of work was rather elementary, but to students it loomed large, because they understood it and something of its relationship to themselves. It was important to them. Throughout all the reports, the emphasis was on what they understood rather than on what they were expected to learn. When the turn of my class came, I sat up anxiously. From the list he held in his hand, Denham called out the names of representatives together with the subject on which they would report. So students called here. First, Potter, going to speak about arithmetic. Sapiano, nature study. Miss Peg and Jackson, geography. Miss Day and Furman, physiology. Miss Dodd, history. Denham, PT and games. Miss Joseph, domestic science. Here, the narrator felt terribly pleased and proud to see the confident courtesy with which Denham used the term Miss in addressing each of the senior girls. I felt sure that this would in itself be something for the younger ones to aim at, a sort of badge of a young adulthood. As their names were called, they walked up to the stage and took their seat with commendable gravity. Seriously, they came. Miss Joseph and she then gave a short address. Here it is speech. Miss Joseph then gave a short address. She said that their lessons had a particular bias means stand, towards the brotherhood of mankind, and that they had been learning through each subject how all mankind was interdependent in spite of geographical location and differences in color, races, and creed. So then Denham went, and after that it is the turn of Potter. So next passage, what is explained here? Class after class, one by one, class after class presented their reports, and there was marked development in their ability. They spoke their ability to express themselves. It looked that students were improved. Much work was simple. The work was simple to arrange a program and rather elementary, but it was large. Yes, it is given there. The students, they understood that it was beneficial to them. The work was elementary, but it was important or beneficial to them. Here, all the students gave stress on what they understood. It is given there. All the students gave stress, importance to what they understood and learned than what they understood and what they were expected. He said here. The students gave importance what they understood and learned rather than what they expected in their learning. Other classes finished their turn and the next turn was of the senior class. And here it was the class of the novelist or Mr. Braithwaite. The novelist became anxious because his class was senior and the students were mannerless. What will happen now? The novelist thought here. Denham, the student from Mr. Braithwaite's class, came forward and announced some names of the students who were the representatives of each subject. Denham came forward and she announced some names of the students and who were the representative of each subject. She called here from the class nearly 9 names of the students. Denham announced here: Potter, Sapiano, Pegg, Jackson, Dare, Miss Dare, Furman, Miss Dodd, Miss Joseph. These are the representatives of different subjects. Potter was representative of arithmetic, Sapiano, nature study, Miss Pegg and Jackson, geography, Miss Day and Furman, physiology, Miss Dodd, representative of history, and Miss Joseph, domestic science. Here Denham use Miss. You have to observe in the list of the students, in the list of representatives, Denham use Miss before the name of the girls. You can see it in your textbook. Miss Pegg, Miss Day, Miss Dodd, Miss Joseph, all were senior girls. Listening this, the novelist became very happy. Other classes who were present there, their report, they did not use this method, Miss before any girl. But here, the class of Mr. Braithwaite, they called Miss. They use Miss before the senior girls, name of senior girls. But the class of Mr. Braithwaite use here. That is important thing. And they have learned it. They learned from Mr. Braithwaite. The credit goes to Mr. Braithwaite. And it was the lesson given by Braithwaite, as I told you, to his students. So the focus of the students was on what they understood rather than what they expected to learn. So they use here Miss, so they learn here. This was the moral lesson to other junior students of the Greensleigh School, because in their turn, junior students, they did not use the term Miss before any girl. When Denham called the names, they came and sat on their places. In them, who were they? Potter, as I told you, Potter. In the list you can see Potter, Sapiano, Miss Peg, Jackson, Miss Day, Miss Furman. Sorry, it is not Miss Furman, it is just Furman. Miss Dodd, Denham, and Miss Joseph took their seats with commendable gravity. Here, the word commendable gravity means just praise. Gravity, it is important, we have learned here. Now, here, they sat here with commendable gravity. Gravity means importance. Now, here we have to learn that we have to give respect to all the people in our life where they are. Narrator or outsider or the strange person, we have to give respect to the person. We have to learn here because all the students from Mr. Braithwaite's class, they use Miss before the senior girl students. Here the words Miss and Sir are the sign of respect. Miss and Sir, these are the sign of respect. In the outside world, we have to use these two words. Miss Joseph, next, Miss Joseph said that they had been learning through each subject how all mankind was interdependent. According to Miss Joseph, geographical location, then color, races, and creeds are different. She said here. Here, creed means a system of religious belief and faith. Creed means a system of religious belief and faith. According to Miss Joseph, geographical location, color, and races and creed are different, but we are interdependent. All human beings. Here, brotherhood of mankind is important. Then Miss Joseph finished and called on Potter. This is the ending of the speech of Miss Joseph. She finished here. She finished her turn and then she called Potter, another character, another student from her novel. Here we are going to stop the speech of or turn of Potter. We are going to learn in the next lecture. In this lecture, we have started our novel and the novel is not full. We have to learn from the chapter number 17. The full chapter is given here. In summary, we have learned all the things. What happened to the narrator? The novel is about. Okay, so we are going to stop here. Study it. Thank you.